What's going on, guys? Matt Sheldon here from Become Elite, and in this video I really want to go over my daily and weekly schedules as a high school student because I show so much about my daily and weekly schedule now as a pro footballer, but I think it'd be very interesting to go back in time and kind of show you what a day in the life or a week in the life looked like for me. So I gotta give credit to PN YouTube for this video because he was the one who left the comment sparking this idea. So thank you, PN YouTube. So when I was sitting at my computer and I was really trying to plan this out and trying to plan what my daily or weekly schedule looked like, I was having a lot of trouble because it changed so much throughout the year or even throughout the week. And it was very difficult because, you know, I would have my club trainings, my club games, my high school trainings, my high school games, track. I had a brother and sister that would go and watch their games. So like the typical day just varied so much. But I think what I did is I'm going to give 4 examples, like a typical summer day, winter day, spring day, and what am I missing? Fall day, the other season there. So the other fall day. So I want to give you 4 examples of what my daily or weekly schedule looked like kind of throughout the year. Okay, so let's just jump into it. Here's my typical routine in the fall. Typically, I would wake up Monday through Friday around 7 a.m. and then I would just kind of get ready for school. I'd brush my teeth, get changed, nothing crazy, pack up lunch and eat breakfast. I would drive down to my high school, which took about like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And then from like 8 a.m. all the way till about 3 p.m., it was just school, just doing the typical classes. It was very, very standard. I wasn't one of those kids that was academy that didn't have to go to school. It's a typical high school student. And then in the fall, we would train pretty much 3 days a week or 4 days a week, depending on how many games we had that week. For this weekly schedule, I said that we just had 2 games. And if we did have 2 games, it was typically on Wednesday and Friday nights. So we would train Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, games on Wednesday and Friday. I usually like to do like kind of almost like a pro footballer schedule where you'd go to the gyms directly after your team training because we would train at my high school. So we would all finish school, immediately just walk straight down to the field, do about a 2-hour training session, and then I would just walk across the street to the mat club, which was my gym, and then I would just work out in the gym for about an hour, hour and a half. I'll also say as a high school student, I definitely pushed my body to the extreme sometimes in the gym. I was doing heavier leg days, heavier lifting sessions, even when we would have multiple games in the week. But I think just because like I had been doing it for so long and I never really broke that routine and that I was younger and I could recover so fast that was okay. And I really just kind of would work out intensely, but to the point where I wouldn't be super sore the next day. And that was okay. I knew my body had been at this point been working out for 4 or 5 years pretty consistently. So I was able to really balance that just like I balance that now as a professional footballer. And then other than that, throughout the weekday, it was pretty much just free time either after that. If I had training and went to the gym, it was just free time from like 7 p.m. till about bedtime. Or if I had a game, it was just about a 2-hour free time in between the games. And I will give my younger self a lot of credit. I felt like I've always been very good at like not procrastinating. I just, as soon as I get back home, I bust out my homework in like an hour if I had any homework. And sometimes I would just bust out my homework in like my free period at school or during my lunchtime real quick or something. So I felt like I was always on top of school. Like I never had more than an hour of homework, and maybe I was fortunate. Maybe my high school was easier, but I felt like I was always getting ahead so that I could have more free time later. So I really did have a lot of free time. I hung out with my family, watched some TV, and just kind of chilled at home mainly. And then on the weekends, it's just kind of like slept until about like 9 a.m. and just a lot of free time. All of Saturday was pretty much usually free. And then on Sundays, I had some optional club training where it's like I knew one of my coaches that I used to train with. He had a son that was the same age as me, and he would get a group of like 4 or 5 of us, and we would just go and do like crossing and finishing, hitting some long balls, some passing work, some drills that he would just kind of put us through. So I would pretty much always do that on Sunday, and then again another little gym session. But other than that, on the weekend, just a lot of free time. I would definitely hang out with my friends. I was usually every single weekend over at somebody's friend's house or having a friend over at my house, and just kind of having a social life at a high school age. I think I had a really good balance between school, soccer, and social socializing with friends. So then if we look at like my typical weekly winter schedule, again, looks very similar, but just kind of things moved around slightly. In Oregon, we played high school just in the fall, and then we had some like optional team trainings over the summer and stuff. So in the winter, it was just club training, and then I would always join a futsal team with some of my friends, and we would just make a team and we just enter our name into like Portland futsal, and we would just play constantly. I think we would enter into like 2 different leagues and just play a ton. One thing that you can see with my schedule is that the club training, we only train twice a week. So that's definitely like why we did a ton of futsal, because twice a week, I mean, just being a hyper kid, I wasn't even thinking about developing. I was just like, I just want to play more. I need to do something more active than just going home and chilling. So, I mean, my typical routine was after school, Monday through Thursday, pretty much go to the gym. And my split, I had a little bit more of a bodybuilding split. Like I would do like upper body, like push exercises, chest, shoulders, triceps. And I would do like back, biceps, like pulling type exercises. Then I would do legs twice a week. So it'd be like push, legs, pull, legs. And it's decent, but still I definitely was kind of focused a lot into the bodybuilding. And, you know, I think looking back on that, if I could give my advice to my younger self, it would be train the movements. You know, push, pull legs is fine, but try to find a more functional, more soccer specific routine. And then if we go day by day, Monday after the gym, I didn't really have anything. So I would go back home and it would be just me and my brother. And we'd do 1v1s in like my living room sometimes. My mom was so nice and opened up our like formal living room area, so it was just a wide open space. We'd do 1v1s, we would juggle in there because in the winters in Portland, just pouring rain all the time, or we'd play futsal or kind of play 1v1s in the garage or juggling in the garage. But usually, you know, just for like an hour, 2 hours, just having fun. And again, just because I was bored. I really didn't play video games that much. I was kind of like, my house was deep in the forest of Portland, so yeah, just a ton of playing just because I just had a ton of energy. And then Tuesday, Thursday, we had club trainings late at night. So I would come home after the gym. I'd eat a quick snack. I'd maybe bust out like, you know, an hour of homework or something, eat dinner with my family real quick, head out the door, and then club training. And with club training too, I'd always get there a little earlier so I could do some passing or some juggling with some of my teammates and friends and stay after like 10, 15 minutes hitting long balls. And honestly, just kind of goofing off and having fun. And then Wednesday nights, that's when we had some futsal games. So again, just Wednesday night, late at night, drive down into Portland futsal, and we would just play like 2 or 3 games at futsal. I'd get there early again. There was like open space that we can kind of just juggle and have fun. I really just kind of looked at the futsal as like a fun social event to be with my friends and play. And of course, we're competitive and want to win. So we had futsal games Wednesday and futsal games on Sunday mornings as well. And then finally, we would just have like one club game, typically a week on Saturday, early in the morning, around like 10, 11 a.m. And just playing like local club teams. I was never on an academy team. I was never playing for a team that trained 5 times a week, never was on ODP. We really, as you can see, only trained twice a week and played games on the weekend. So that was like my typical winter schedule again. I mean, honestly, a lot of free time, and then still same thing, socializing Friday, Saturday nights, always hanging out with my friends, going to movies and just chilling, just having a lot of fun. But balancing it so that I would obviously do all the work, the gym, the training, the futsal games and stuff, and then also getting ahead of my schoolwork. I never really felt overwhelmed, like I had too much to do. So now as we're kind of progressing into spring and looking at my weekly schedule, I did track, and track was a pretty big time commitment. I absolutely loved it. I don't think it was that essential for like my career as a footballer. I really just did it because I was fast. I liked winning. And I could go and win these meets without much practice or anything. So it was really fun. But I think if I would have devoted a lot of that time and a lot of that energy elsewhere to like playing more futsal games or just extra training, that honestly probably would have helped me out more throughout my career. But, you know, I think high school, you do need to find a balance of having fun and being social and everything. So if we look again, same exact school, Monday through Friday, waking up the same exact time. We had track practice Monday through Thursday, and we always have like a track meet on Fridays. I was a sprinter, so I did the 100, 200, and 400. And to be honest, I thought the workouts were kind of a joke, especially at my high school. They were very, very easy. I mean, for the entire hour of track, we might do like 5 100-meter sprints. And I was used to soccer where it was like, the fitness for soccer was just way, way harder. So I really didn't get that tired from track. As you can kind of see from my spring schedule, it was a lot of working out and training, but I kind of thought track was more of like a social thing for me rather than just like an actual crazy workout. And then as you can see, same thing Monday, doing the individual training with my brother. We would always do at least once a week, twice a week of just playing, juggling, working on stuff that we wanted to work on. I went to the gym 3 times a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. And on Tuesday, Thursdays, you can see that's a jam-packed day. I remember doing those days specifically and thinking like how cool it was doing a triple day and pushing my body. Go to the track, even though it was kind of easy, immediately after school, immediately going to the gym, getting in a workout, whatever I wanted to work out. And then I'd pretty much from the gym go straight to either home, real quick, grab something to eat, and then head out to training. Or if I was running late, I would just go straight to training. So I kind of like brought my bag with enough clothes and gear so that I could do that. And I loved that. It was really, really fun. It was tiring, but again, like I would tailor my own gym workouts, and the track workouts were pretty easy so that it wasn't crazy. And then as you can see, like on Wednesdays and Fridays, I really didn't play any footy at all. Like I didn't play any soccer. It was just track, go home, do some homework on Wednesdays, and then Friday we had this long track meet where you have to kind of stay there all the way into the end. And I ran like the 100, which was like I think one of the first races, and I ran the 4x4, which was one of the last races. So I had to stay there for the entire like 5 hours of the track meet. So that's what I'm saying, where it was probably not the best for my career, because that's 2 days where I could have been training. But again, I think I definitely had a good balance of social life and training and just soccer and stuff. And then on my weekends, again, club games in the morning, very typical, just playing at the local, with a good club team in Portland. And then again, same thing, that optional club training on Sundays where my old coach and his son and me and a couple other players would just do a little extra stuff on Sunday. And then same thing, like always, Fridays, Saturdays, kind of hanging out with my friends, balancing it out and getting ahead on my schoolwork so I can continue to work out and train as much as I did. Now, finally, if we look at like my weekly summer schedule, it's pretty relaxed. I had a part-time job working at a soccer store where I would like print the numbers on the jersey, print the logos on jerseys. I would sell soccer boots, and I would just kind of like run a retail shop, like checking out customers and stuff. The manager of the store was also like my assistant coach at high school. So he was really, really chill and helped me work around my soccer training schedule. So it was awesome. I'd literally be like, hey, look, like his name was Chase. I was like, Chase, look, I got trainings like this time. I can work Tuesday, Thursdays. He's like, yeah, I'll work you in. Don't worry. So I really lucked out with that. It was a good way for me to make money, save up some money, but also work around my training schedule with my teams. If we just start with like Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I had my high school training, and it was like an awkward time at like 12. I remember right in the middle of the day, and I hated like working out after that and kind of killing my entire afternoon where I would wanted to enjoy summer. So I would wake up, I would go straight down after eating breakfast. I'd wake up, eat breakfast, and go straight down to my gym, get a workout in, walk across the street, and then do my high school training, which was honestly optional over the summer, but I went to like every single one because I just loved it. Then after that, just free for the rest of the day to hang out with friends, do more training if I wanted to. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I remember being my busier days. I would wake up and kind of head out straight to my job, which I said was pretty relaxed, but it was still a job. Like I had to be there for the entire day, checking out customers, getting the boots. And then I would pretty much head straight back home real quick, get another meal in me, and then I would head straight back out and go to club training, which was at the same time on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then finally, we would have tournaments and we would travel, with your club team where you're playing 3 games in the weekend. But I remember typically having just that one Saturday game. And there was always the time we'd head down to San Diego for Surf Cup or, go somewhere else and have 3 games in a weekend or do games Saturday, Sunday. But I think the average throughout the whole summer was 1 game on the weekend. And then, on Sundays, Saturdays, or whatever, I had a lot of free time. So it's hard because I would kind of just randomly play 1v1s with my brother. So I was doing a lot of individual training, but it wasn't structured where I'm always doing my individual training at this time throughout the week, but probably doing about 2 to 4 hours extra on top of this of just individual training, having fun, doing juggling competitions with my brother or doing like drills in my garage by myself, but nothing formal where I was like, this is my time to train. And I think it could have been a little bit more consistent if I would have done that. But again, I think that balance and having that like free time, I was always good at least doing it. So I really didn't need to have that formally structured time like I do now where I need to train. And that's pretty much it. Like, it was really chill. I mean, I wasn't doing like 3 days a week, triple days every single day, waking up before school and training, which I could have. But I think that the important thing and what helped me so much is that I never really wavered from this amount of work. Like, I never took really more than a week off over Christmas or Thanksgiving where I was just not working out, not training extra. I was always doing at least this amount of work throughout the year. And I was just very, very consistent with that all through middle school, high school, through college, and then obviously still now. And I think just that added time year after year after year really adds up and makes you, adds up to make you a professional football player. So anyway, that's my typical high school schedule. I hope you guys liked that. I hope it gave a little bit of insight, and hopefully you guys compare your schedule to that and either be like, wow, I need to train more, or like, wow, I'm already training way more than that. And, you know, kudos to you. It's awesome. So that's my advice. Try to balance it out. Have a life, have a social life, but also get ahead in school so that you can have as much time as you can to work out, to do extra trainings, to play futsal, to have your club trainings and everything. And I think balance is so important throughout those younger years, you know. But do what makes you happy, do what you want to do, and find a good routine that really works for you. So anyway, I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, guys, peace.